Now, Charles.
What I do, just hit enter.
That's right. Well, that's everybody. Everybody's on.
We can't see nobody but us and you.
I seen Rita and I seen Bobby.
Yeah, but they're not showing up now.
Only one I don't see is you, Charles.
See me.
Huh?
He the one got that orange shirt on.
You got to tell me what I'm doing.
I don't see John.
I see himself.
Okay, there he is.
I see your name. You on.
Okay.
And I think it's everybody. And we do have 6 o'clock. Well, we got 1 minute, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
How come me and John Ray the only one showing up?
I see everybody.
Yeah, but we see you, but we can't see nobody else. We got our pictures up in the corner, but we don't see nobody else.
You must have it on, you know, if you click join the meeting.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell he got it on.
If we wasn't joining the meeting, how would we be on there? And I just consented to be recorded.
Y'all can't see anything?
We see you.
Is that it?
That's it. But we don't see any other council members.
Well, Mr. Bobby's on and
There's
John's on and Rita.
Okay.
Slide your screen from side to side, Julian.
Is that John?
Down there, if you click on the screen, it'll actually allow you to go from side to side. And you should be able to see everybody.
Yeah, you may have to minimize your picture.
You talking about share screen?
No, not share screen, but you should be able to, on your screen, you should be able to move from side to side if you don't see everybody.
Yeah, click the square. Tell them to click the square. Up there at the top. 1, 2,
The
3.
square?
Let me do it, Judy.
What?
Because I can see everybody.
I see you now, and you the only one I see.
Yeah, Bobby on here, John on here, Al, and the mayor.
There's Bobby, there's Charles.
So, Julian, there should be a way you can bring them all up.
Do what?
You may have to minimize your size, but then bring everybody up.
About the exit full screen? Okay, I got you. I got
Got
it.
everybody?
Yeah,
Okay,
think about it now, even John Ray.
okay. All right, well, it's time to meet, and we've got a quorum. So I'll ask the administrator to lead us in a word of prayer.
Y'all would bow your heads. Our most gracious Heavenly Father, come here today to do the work of the city, do the work of the good of the people. We ask you that you guide these members of council and the mayor to make the best decisions for Swainsboro can be made. Lord, thank you for your love and blessings that you bestow upon each one of us. Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Okay, this is a call meeting, workshop meeting for the discussion of 3 items. The Clearwater contract. Where's that echo coming from?
We're too close together.
We're too close together. Oh,
Like I've
Oh,
got
y'all
mine
could-
muted.
Okay. Well,
I'll turn the volume down.
okay. Can y'all hear me? Everybody hear me?
Mhm.
Yes.
I can't hear y'all.
Yeah.
Yes.
We hear you.
hear you.
Al, what am I doing wrong? Can't get any volume.
If you turn up the volume, then it's gonna go back to that same noise. Because y'all are too close.
I tell you what. Just if you'll disable the sound on mine, turn yours up so I can hear it.
It is disabled. That's the problem.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. All right, first thing I want to do is read this letter from Ricky Stevens, dated August 19th, 2021. Dear Honorable Mayor and Swainsboro City Council, on September 1, 2021, I will be stepping down as a member of the Swainsboro City Council representing Ward 1. Due to my health and upcoming surgeries, I will not be able to fulfill the duties that this city deserves. I have enjoyed working with each one of you and will continue to pray for each of you and your families. Sincerely, Rick Stevens, Ward 1. So Rick has not been able to communicate outside the facility he's in now. So he is, as of now, unaware of the action council has taken. But I'm glad he has submitted this resignation, and we all understand the situation and hope for his improved condition. Okay, let's dispense with Clearwater's contract. As y'all remember, the last meeting we had one final revision to make in the contract, and that has been done.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes,
may I interrupt for a moment? We haven't had, did we omit the reading of the last minutes before we get into the 4 agenda items,
Approval
of the
that.
3 agenda items?
do y'all have copies of those minutes?
I don't.
I don't.
It's just on the sheet that we don't have, the minutes of last meeting will be presented. That's what's on that's what's on my sheet that was sent out by Renee.
Do we have those minutes?
They were in the mailboxes.
Has anybody read the minutes?
Yeah. I got mine from the mailbox.
Okay. How
And I'm
about you,
sure they
John?
might have been there, but I haven't checked my mailbox today, so I'll get them later. But I just noticed we had omitted it, so that's the reason I interrupted.
Well, do we have a motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Unready,
Have a motion and a second. All in
unready,
favor?
Aye.
unready,
I'm going to ask y'all to raise your hand, because the sound is very poor.
unready,
I'm sorry.
Unready.
Unready.
What's that mean?
Okay. Opposed.
Okay. We
There's
need,
an unready.
what we're saying is there's something in the minutes that we need to address.
Say that again, Rita, I'm sorry.
It's something in the minutes that we need to address, that we need to probably not, to go away from the agenda and not do the minutes, because everybody hasn't read the minutes.
Okay. Well, do you have an issue to discuss?
I do.
Okay, go ahead, John.
The issue when we did the budget, and then the administrator was directed to balance the budget. At that time, when it came back to the council, on the sheet what was in front of us, it was said that this budget was balanced. But prior to our deliberation, there was nothing on a capital improvement list. But now evidently it was on that list on the table when we did not go through page by page after we had been told that the budget was balanced. On that page on capital improvements, there's $151,610 that we have budgeted in there for capital improvement that was not on when we originally met.
It was attached to the budget.
Not on the original sheet, it was not. The original sheet that I have, it had nothing on that page. Now, what you said on the table, it could have, but the thing was, we did not go page by page when we motioned to accept that. It was the budget was balanced. But now on my sheet, it had nothing for capital improvement. But after talking with some members of council, they said when they went back, it was dated July the 29th. There were items that was listed on that budget that was not on the original when we sat down to go through page by page. But it was presented on that table, but it was said that time we didn't go through page by page, but that the budget was balanced.
He's looking at it now, John.
And it is.
Sir, it was not on the original when we sat down to go through the council
Y'all
meeting.
asked me to go back and sit with the department heads. I went back
Actually-
with all the department heads and brought you back revisions from the department heads and gave you a revised copy of it. Renee rerun the revised copy of it and presented it to council.
But we didn't go by page, as Mr. Parker has said. We only said that, all we said, because it was when we met on the 2nd of August, we just kind of was having naturally the entire council meeting. It wasn't just a budget meeting. So we just said that it had been balanced, and everybody said, well, we'll vote for it. But we never did discuss the changes that were not shown on the 19th when they were first originally given to us. It was a blank page for capital improvements. It was a blank, it was no mention of anything. It was a blank page. If you look at that, it's either if when you have it, if anybody have a copy of that.
714.
714 instead of 19, 714.
714, the capital request page is blank. It's blank. On 729, it's filled in.
Okay? That's correct.
Right. So we didn't go over the capital request when we had our regular meeting. When we had the
But
thing
you
at
were
the
furnished a
table.
copy of it.
Huh?
Y'all were furnished a copy of it.
Yeah, that night. Yeah, that night we furnished the copy.
Correct.
But we were
But
told
nobody
that,
looked at
also
that.
that the budget was balanced. And so therefore we didn't go back to question page by page that item. Therefore, I move that the minutes not be accepted and that we look back at this budget as far as the capital request.
You got to approve all the capital requests anyway.
Sir,
Second.
I just don't, the budget, I understand you're gonna improve, but see, most times when we have that, it says, well, we got a capital request and it's a budgeted item. And then we normally go ahead with that. But after looking at the items that I see listed on the sheet now, was when we originally sat down, we had no capital improvements. And then when you met with those department heads and came back, yes, it was sat out in front of us, but it was said that we didn't want to go through item by item because the budget was balanced. But in saying it was balanced, there was no even mention to say, well, y'all, we got some capital improvements that you might want to look at.
$151,610.
Well, why don't we act on that right now?
Is there a problem with the,
These came from your interviews with the department heads.
What,
Well,
what department that is?
can you delineate who requested what?
Well, they all have a copy of it.
I don't have
I
it
sure
in
don't
front of
mind doing, that. Each one of them have a copy of it because Rita held her copy up.
Hers had nothing on it, the one she held up.
Yeah, I got the other one. I made a copy of the other one, but it said that the administrator needs $1,500 for a printer, $1,000 for the computer, and the mayor needed a $500 computer. Okay, it says the building department needs to replace their vehicle, which is $15,000. The drug unit need a video system, which is $1,710. Animal control need a new truck, $15,000. The police need patrol vehicles, $105,000. Body cameras, $5,500, and a body armor, $5,500.
Okay, so those are your requests by your department heads. So do we have any discussion, or we have a motion, or?
it.
we didn't have those department heads. That's why we didn't approve the first one. Because we didn't have the stuff from the department heads, and that's what Mr. Lawson went back and got. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. So is there a problem with any of those? Anybody have a problem with any of those?
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
$151,610.
For what? I'm sorry, I don't have a copy in front of me, John. Tell me what it's for.
Okay, wait, we have already called for the question. Have you called for the question, John?
I made the motion that the minutes be not accepted and that this report actually go back to the committee again. Then we go back when we have our September meeting, because the budget is not going into effect until December 1, to go back and then look back at these, because these capital improvement items, I've been on the council 16 years. We've never budgeted $105,900 for police vehicles, and
We haven't had a police vehicle in
5 years.
5 or 6 years.
but we've never put in there $105,900.
We always bought one a year, but we ain't bought one in 5 years. Not a
There
new
again,
car.
You say you don't want to buy police vehicles.
Okay.
I'm saying until we look back at this budget, I don't want the minutes to be approved, and that way we'd have to readdress our budget for 2022.
Let me ask you, let me ask you this, John. Are you satisfied that these items were needed?
Sir, that's neither here nor there, but when
No,
that
we've
budget,
got a motion and a second, and we're having discussion now. That's what we're doing.
all right, well, we'll let it fail. Okay.
So what would your answer be?
No, we go on with the motion. There'll be 2 for it and probably 3 against.
John, I'm trying to figure out what we need to do to make a decision that everybody agrees with. I'm just simply asking you if you have a problem with part of that. I'm trying to get us to a point where we can say we've got a budget. I understand what you're saying. You're not clear because this was not represented to you and you want to discuss it, and that's why I'm asking you this.
Okay, but I mean, that I've stated mine, that I just think we need more clarity, because I mean, I'm sure each police officer needs his or her own vehicle, but because we have not bought these vehicles, that it looks like when you say $151,910 put in there after we met, and that was before the department heads had met, still, I would have said, well, you know, I understand we have a balanced budget now, but we have some capital improvements. Let's look at those. Let's go over those. And I did not see that, and I did not hear that.
Respond to that. You talked with the department heads and just tell us what.
I would have thought once they got a copy of the final budget, they would have looked at it. So,
Well,
nobody had asked me to elaborate on it, so I didn't elaborate on anything. You asked me to go back to the department heads, meet with each department head, and bring back to you a budget that was balanced, and that's exactly
Well, Mr. Lawson and Mr. Mayor, the only reason that that we are having this discussion, I think, is because it like you said, once you brought that change, it never was talked about nothing, because when we looked at it initially, there were no capital improvements, and so once we had some, we didn't have the opportunity to at least talk about it. We just say it's balanced and it's okay. That's it. So I'm saying that what we're trying to say is we're not satisfied with that.
Okay, but the minutes we approved, the minutes are actually right because we approved the budget.
Oh, I didn't say the minutes were wrong.
The minutes are right.
You could have approved the budget, but if we don't accept the minutes, that's null and void. Because when you have to approve the minutes.
What's in the minutes, John, is correct.
There again, the motion is on the floor. You made it, Mr. Stafford seconded. Let's vote on it.
Okay. I want to talk about something right after this vote then. State your motion again, John.
I didn't make the motion. Julian did. Julian made the motion to accept it. To accept the minute.
All right. All in favor, say aye. Y'all gonna have to raise your hands. Okay, opposed? Okay. Motion dies. Now, what do we do?
I don't know.
Back to the drawing board.
What I want to know is how are we going to revise the minutes now?
Yeah, how you do that?
Because the minutes were correct.
Sir, if you know anything about parliamentary procedures, you can always make motions and whatever to go back over. If you remember Mrs. Collins, well, Mayor Pro Tem Collins stated while some meetings back, oh, you didn't get what you wanted this time, but you made another motion for it. So just do it again. Next item on the agenda.
Do we have a motion?
Motion for what now? What
Yeah,
are we?
motioning for now?
What are we doing now? I mean, where are we?
I'm waiting on a revised motion that Mr. Parker referred to.
Oh, you don't have to have it in this meeting. At the next council meeting, you can vote on the minutes.
I can't, I'm sorry, I can't hear y'all.
I said that.
We already voted on the minutes.
Yeah, at the next council meeting, if we have questions about the minutes, you can talk about them at the next regular meeting. So we can't approve these minutes at all because it has died. You cannot approve them.
But the fact is,
wait till we can approve the minutes.
the fact is, the budget has been balanced budget has been voted on and passed.
How you feel about that?
I mean, the minutes are irrelevant as far as what happened at the last meeting.
I mean, the budget, they voted on.
The budget was voted on and passed.
Now, what you gonna do? How you gonna redo that?
All right, I so move that the budget be rescinded for the year 2022.
You gotta be the one that voted against it to do that, ain't you?
Sir, no. You go back and read parliamentary procedures. We all were in favor of that budget at that time, but this change was not made. So I moved to rescind the 2022 budget.
Second,
I don't think that's in order. I don't think you can do that.
I
Yes,
don't
you
think you can do that
can.
either.
Not a budget. I don't know. I just don't have any idea.
I think we better wait the next
I
meeting.
just don't have no
The
idea.
next- We can approve these minutes in the next meeting, bring the budget back up.
We need to table it.
I ain't no proof.
This table, it can't be changed, right?
Mhm.
You're gonna have the same situation.
Mhm.
Okay, all in favor of Ms. Parker's motion? Say aye, raise your hand. Opposed? Okay,
All right, I need some guidance, Mr. Mayor. What do I need to do? We don't have a balanced budget for next year, so
I
what
have-
do I need to do?
well, we
We'll
start
do
all
it at
over.
our September meeting.
We'll have,
I can't send out any taxes. I can't,
Sir, you can't send out any tax until the millage rate is set. Is that not correct?
I'm
Did
sorry,
the county set the millage rate yet?
not yet,
How you can send out taxes if the millage rate has not been set, sir?
because I've done all the work except set the millage rate.
So can you send out taxes without the millage rate being set, sir?
Is that what I said, Mr. Parker?
Is that what
I
I'm
said
asking?
I said I've done all the work except set the millage rate to get everything in motion. But you know something? Y'all pay me a salary and I can do it all over again.
all right, I
next
don't know
thing
where
on
we
the
are.
agenda.
Move on to the next item,
Yep, let's move on.
which is COVID protocol and our response to present day situation where we have 295 cases in Emmanuel County. Rita, you want to
We do
speak?
about the, item number 1 about Clearwater.
What?
Item number 1, Clearwater contract
Water
approval.
contract, you know, they sidetracked you on that one.
Mr. Lawson, you might want to be my friend after this when you're here, but I have a personal
Well, are you,
conference with you.
are we addressing the Clearwater contract now?
I beg your pardon?
Are we addressing the Clearwater contract now?
That's what was
That's
supposed
item
to be.
number 1.
Yeah, that was item number 1.
I can't hear.
That was item number 1. That was item number 1.
Okay, what are we on now?
The Clearwater contract, that's what was item number 1. You the one brought up about somebody else brought up about the minutes. The minutes was not even on the agenda,
Thank you.
okay?
Okay,
Clearwater contract.
all right, as I said earlier, we're here to approve the Clearwater contract. Do we have a motion?
I so move that the Clearwater contract be approved.
Do we hear a second?
Second,
All in favor, raise your hand. All right, we're making progress now.
Who seconded that?
Rita second.
Thank you, Rita.
Okay, now we'll go on to the COVID matter.
okay. It's my turn to speak.
I recognize Ms. Faulkner.
Okay. Because of the fact that our COVID cases are increasing, and we were elected to represent the citizens of Swainsboro, we on August the 9th, our active cases were 97. That's August the 9th. Today, there are 295 cases.
Good time.
We, as the citizens of, as the elected representatives of citizens of Swainsboro, need to make a stand. It is my recommendation, and I'll put it in the motion, is that we start having a 30-day mandatory mask for city employees of Swainsboro, that work for the city of Swainsboro. 30 days mask mandate. If there's a reason that you cannot wear a mask, I'm asking that you get they get an excuse from their doctor stating why they cannot wear a mask. I think that's the least we can do. If they choose not to wear a mask, then we need to ask them to take a COVID test at least every 10 days. All right, now that's my suggestion. We can talk about it, but this is not gonna get any better by itself. I'm sure everybody here has been vaccinated, but that doesn't mean everybody else has been vaccinated.
Rita, what about your thoughts on the shot, COVID on the shot?
Oh yeah, the COVID shot. If you have already had your COVID shot, have a copy of your vaccination card in your personnel file. You know, just have a copy in your personnel file.
Okay. Do you want to address the incentive for the public?
Well, let John have a question. John, you got a question?
Yes, when it talked about hazard and COVID protocol and pay, well, since the police department has had officers out with COVID, the fire department has had officers out, that we go back and to institute again that hazard pay for those employees. And this time when we do the hazard pay, you have the fire department, the police department, the people at City Hall, and even the people at the rec department that are in contact with citizens. Now, if those citizens have not taken the shot, they will make our employees at risk. So let's reenact the COVID pay or hazard pay, but in enacting the hazard pay, that every one of these employees receive the same amount. If we want to do it for 90 days or for 6 months, because the numbers are increasing in our city. We've had 4 or 5 police officers out. We've had 2 or 3 from the fire department that's out. But these numbers are going up. So if we want to mandate them wearing the mask, if they have, I mean, you can have the vaccination and still get COVID, but we need to enact something that if these employees get COVID, for them working out in the field, that we take responsibility for them representing us in those areas, and that we institute a pay for our city employees.
And you think, John, that everyone should receive the same amount?
I do.
And what would that amount be?
$2 more an hour for the COVID relief funds, and then for those monies that were still, according to talking with Melissa, from our CARES from the 2020, she said that money that was not used was put in the budget, but since it is CARES money, a $2 an hour more for those employees from just say August 1 till December the 30th.
We need to do that about a month.
I didn't
August the 1st, I so move that we do the hazard pay of $2 per hour from August the 1st to December the 30th.
a question.
Mhm.
Well, you go ahead and second, and then I have a question.
Second.
Okay.
Rita, you have a question?
No,
I
Bobby
had a
had a
question.
Bobby, go ahead.
Okay, now, what are we paying out our workers now with this CARES Act, and you know, what are we, I know we at one time said that the police department would be the higher pay, but then we have healthcare workers and other people that's city workers that's involved, safety workers and all of that. So when Mr. Parker said across the board, I want to know, do we have any, are they getting compensated in any way at this present time?
Well, are you asking, do we have any healthcare workers in the city?
You know, no, yeah,
employed
well,
by the city?
actually, whether it's safety workers, anybody, like he said, that's involved with the COVID-19 interactions, mitigations, anyone that's involved, that's employed with the city, that's have contact with the COVID-19 public, and they're city workers.
Ms. Bobby, you'd have the police, you would have the fire, you would have the folk up there at the
City
city
Hall,
hall, and then you'd have the rec department.
yeah, all of them.
So can I ask a question?
Go ahead, Joe.
So you're saying that if we got a secretary sitting in the office that don't come in contact with any of the public, you're gonna give them the same thing that you give one of our policemen or firemen that's out in daily contact with people? And then the policemen are more in daily contact with people than anybody else. So you're gonna give everybody the same thing?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
A week. Per
Yeah,
person.
and we can do that according to that ARP, American Rescue Plan Act. That's what
And
it's
also
all about.
CARES money.
Yeah, and the CARES money,
What would it cost?
equality. All of them can get the equal, same thing. They can get the $2 an hour extra.
Hang on just a minute. We're doing a little arithmetic.
Okay,
$4,160 a week to 52 employees.
So about $18,000 a month.
That doesn't count the, 16,640, and then of course, $2. Added, that would be $3 an hour overtime. So you, overtime will run, we'll probably have 100 hours overtime. You looking at, what did you say, 18,000, add another 2,000 to that, so $20,000 a month, basically.
Okay, did y'all hear that?
no,
I didn't.
You'll be looking at an expense of an added $20,000 a month.
$1,000 a month.